1986 World Cup in a fairly unconvincing manner, and were feeling the pressure of expectation. It was in this second-round match against Bulgaria where they started to play with freedom and raise hopes of success. Manuel Negrete produced one of the goals of the tournament, worthy of the arena where it took place, the majestic Azteca Stadium. Ian Wright netted 185 goals for Arsenal and had quality as well as quantity to his game.
Oh, Ian Wright onside and finishes. It's a super goal for Wright and for Arsenal. How do you stop him when he's in this kind of form? He timed his run to perfection here. Had it under control in an instant, and it was an explosive finish. Typical Ian Wright.
David Beckham won both the Premier League title and the FA Cup in his first full season with Manchester United. On the opening day of the following campaign, 1996-97, Beckham scored an extraordinary goal that showed his first season was no fluke. Spotting Wimbledon goalkeeper Neil Sullivan off his line in the final minute of the game, Beckham chipped the ball into the net from near the halfway line. Manchester United retained their Premier League title, with Beckham picking up the Young Player of the Year award. A half-time substitute Vincenzo Montella transformed this 2002 meeting between England and Italy.
Here's Montella! Oh, what irony. Cole gave it away, and that is a stunning strike by Montella. Oh, what a goal that is. A magnificent finish from Montella.
Midfielder Dave Brammer wasn't a prolific goalscorer in his 3 seasons with Stoke, but he certainly channeled all his energy into this wonder goal in the early stages of the 2004-2005 Championship season. At 1-1, it looked as if the match would end in a draw, but Brammer had other ideas as he let fly with a right-foot strike from 35 yards out. Seen by many at Everton as a future England captain, John Ebrell spent a decade at Goodison Park. Sadly blighted by injury, Ebrell's career didn't quite pan out as expected. As this goal against Charlton in January 1991 shows, it wasn't for a lack of skill. Injury finally forced Ebrell to retire at a young age, depriving English football of a wonderful talent. Fernando Torres had set a new transfer record at Liverpool when he joined the club in the summer of 2007 for a fee in excess of £20 million. He quickly repaid the investment with a steady stream of goals. One of the finest examples was this solo effort against Marseille in the group stages of the Champions League. A scintillating goal promising much more to come from the young striker. Northern Ireland international Keith Gillespie started his career playing alongside David Beckham and Ryan Giggs at Manchester United in the early 90s. Forced to leave Old Trafford in search of first-team opportunities, Gillespie showed he still possessed plenty of ability when scoring this goal for Leicester at West Ham in 2005. Much acclaim had been showered on the partnership of Teddy Sheringham and Jurgen Klinsmann at Tottenham during the 1994-95 season, and it was in evidence at Anfield during this thrilling FA Cup 6th round match. Trailing to a Robbie Fowler's strike, Sheringham conjured up one of his more memorable efforts to put Spurs back in the game and on course for the semi-finals of a competition the club had been banned from at the start of the campaign. Osman with Everton's sublime second in their 3-1 win over Greek side Larissa in the UEFA Cup.
Intelligent ball from Tim Cahill, and first time it's flicked back by Pienaar for Osman. A great team goal from Everton. They have a second. Lovely move, the strike was even better.
Belfast-born George Best scored 137 goals in 11 seasons at Manchester United. This one came against Chelsea in 1970. Nearly upended on his route to goal, Best stuck to his task for an impressive goal.
Il possédait une qualité et un contrôle de balle sans pareil. Que ce soit du pied droit ou du pied gauche, ça ne lui posait pas de problème. Il pouvait tourner pratiquement sur place. Il avait une telle vision qu'il était au courant de tout ce qui se passait autour de lui et de la position des autres joueurs. Ça lui donnait tout le temps nécessaire pour agir. Il possédait tout, rapidité, jeu de tête, résistance au tacle. Il avait la capacité de faire des choses que les autres n'arrivaient pas à faire. Il pouvait analyser rapidement la situation et marquer de n'importe quel angle, surtout quand les autres croyaient que c'était impossible.
Another special goal from the boot of Best came in this match against Tottenham. Failing to clear their lines, the Spurs defence had lost their shape. Spotting an opportunity, the cool-headed Best lobbed a ball over the heads of the defenders and made it look easy.
Il était incroyablement doué sur le terrain. Il pouvait gérer n'importe quel genre de situation. Il est à l'origine de buts phénoménaux. Et les gens se demandaient comment a-t-il fait ça? On ne peut pas apprendre ce genre de geste. C'est juste une sorte de don.
Cristiano Ronaldo scored the only goal of the game in the second leg of Manchester United's quarter-final clash with Porto. And what a goal! Picking up from an Anderson pass, Ronaldo let fly with a killer right-foot strike to ensure Manchester United's progress to the semi-final. United hadn't won in 3 previous outings in Porto, but with this 1-0 victory became the first English club to win at Porto in European competition. In the first of his 3 seasons for Werder Bremen, Diego scored this incredible goal from 10 metres inside his own half, catching the entire Aachen defence and goalkeeper Christian Nicht off guard. It was voted goal of the season and Diego received a Bundesliga Player of the Year award. Later that year, Diego helped Brazil win the Copa America. Any clash between Dutch giants Ajax and PSV Eindhoven is always likely to produce something special. The 1996 Dutch Super Cup was no different. Playing for PSV, the reigning Dutch Cup winners, René Eichelkamp scored with a first-time volley of the highest quality. It left the Ajax goalkeeper helpless. In hindsight, it still remains a mystery why Glenn Hoddle didn't win more caps for England. Always seemingly struggling to win over the management, when he did play, he often pulled off the spectacular, as illustrated against impending World Cup host Spain. Technically the most superior midfielder of his generation, his club career at Tottenham Hotspur is how he is best remembered, but should perhaps have been the first name on the team sheet for his country as well. The opening day of the SPL and champions Rangers came out fighting against Falkirk. With 14 minutes played, the opening goal was scored by Lee McCulloch. A spectacular goal, the midfielder first going to ground to win the ball with a tenacious tackle, then rifling in a 25-yard shot into the top corner of the net. Every player wants to get a positive result on the opening day of the season, and Shrewsbury's Shane Cansdell Sheriff is no exception. Just half an hour into the 2008-2009 season, he let rip with this 30-yarder that gave Macclesfield goalkeeper Johnny Brain no chance. It had the desired effect. Shrewsbury went on to win 4-0. 100 goals in just 2 seasons saw Wolves' Steve Bull picked for England while still a third division player. He marked his debut with a goal. Chasing a place in England's 1990 World Cup squad, he sealed his spot with this brilliant goal in a 4-2 win against Czechoslovakia at Wembley. Bull made 4 appearances for Bobby Robson's side at Italia 90 as they reached the semi-final. Schalke loaned out Moroccan midfielder Mimoun Azouak to Bochum at the end of 2007. He made the move permanent the following summer. The Bochum fans were more than happy when he could score outstanding goals such as this fine effort against Gladbach on the opening day of the 2009-2010 season. The visitors had taken a comfortable 3-goal lead before the break, but Bochum staged a magnificent second-half comeback, with the diminutive Moroccan scoring 2 goals in as many minutes. Mimoun Azouak with the second goal for Bochum. The match finished all square at 3-3.
Azouak showing exactly why they were so keen to get him at the club. And Bochum have hope. It's now 3-2.
Czech midfielder Miroslav Matušević signed a contract with Sparta Prague in January 2005. His first Champions League outing with his new club came in September that same year, when he produced this stunning goal to open Sparta's European account. Unfortunately, Sparta's European adventure was short-lived, but a goal to savour nonetheless. A product of the famed West Ham Youth Academy, Joe Cole has scored many great goals at both club and international level. This brilliant effort against Germany's under-21s in 2001 helped England to a famous 2-1 victory. Not surprisingly, Cole was soon a regular member of the full England side, having made his debut several months earlier. Holland against England in this pre-season friendly.
Oh, what a goal! Oh, that's a magnificent strike. It came out of nothing. Van Gaal, well, he can't believe his eyes, I would think. No one closed him down, and, well, there could be no response from Martin, given the accuracy of that.
(4-2) to Arsenal in this league match, and Henry scored 2 for the Gunners.
Here's Henry. Liverpool backtracking. Henry still going! That's just a great goal! He scored some special ones here, but that is right up there with the best. Like a slalom skier, all the way through Liverpool. First Harman, then Carragher, and ultimately Dudek. It's what Arsenal and Henry are all about.
Shearer had become a firm favourite with the Newcastle fans, and he scored 2 goals in their victorious FA Cup semi-final against Tottenham.
Shearer! Alan Shearer for Newcastle United. Are they going back to the final? To his path, and that is a brilliant goal.
Preben Elkjær scored the winning goal in Denmark's 3-2 victory over Belgium in the group stages of the 1984 European Championships. And what a goal! Elkjær was a determined player, and his aggressive style combined well with the younger Michael Laudrup when they played together in the Danish national team. The goal helped Elkjær to a 3rd place in the European Footballer of the Year awards. Hoddle was playing in his penultimate home match for Spurs when he scored one of the most memorable of his 110 goals in 12 seasons with the club. With the ball heading out of the Spurs area, Hoddle picked it up. Isolated, he took on the challenge himself, leaving the defence standing and setting up a one-on-one with goalkeeper Peter Hucker. A deft dummy forcing the keeper to commit early. All Hoddle had to do was roll the ball into the goal. Davor Schuker's perfectly timed chip will be one that Denmark keeper Peter Schmeichel will want to forget. With the match nearing its conclusion and Croatia 2-0 up, the Great Dane raced upfield to help out in attack, but he had to backtrack quickly when Croatia won possession. Spotting his chance, striker Davor Schuker did a brilliant job to stay onside before chipping the hapless Dane. The 90th minute, 3-0 the score, Schuker and the Croatians overjoyed. England beat Scotland 5-1 in this home international in 1975. Jerry Francis was the man of the moment, scoring 2 goals, this one after a skillful midfield move and a little help from Mick Shannon.
C'est marrant parce que je me souviens qu'il y a eu un coup franc avant le but et je voulais le frapper. Mick Shannon passe le ballon à Kevin Beattie. Il frappe mais le ballon est repoussé par le mur jusqu'au centre du terrain où se trouvait Ray Clements. Il le récupère, l'envoie jusqu'au milieu, puis je crois que Mick Shannon me le passe. Je le fais passer au-dessus de ma tête, puis il revient sur Mick Shannon qui me le donne à nouveau. À une vingtaine de mètres, je me dis que je vais tirer. Dès que je sens mon pied en contact avec le ballon, je sais que la frappe sera fulgurante. Parfois, tu sais que tu fais le bon geste, et c'est parti comme un boulet. L'ambiance dans les tribunes est électrique ce jour-là à Wembley, devant 100 000 spectateurs face aux Écossais.
Real Madrid were the favourites to record a victory as they travelled to Werder Bremen, but the German side hadn't read the script. Marcus Rosenberg had opened the scoring and he turned provider for their second. A superb run and cross from the right flank, allowing Sanogo to smash a first-time shot beyond the reach of Casillas. Another special moment for the prolific goalscorer from Ghana.
Dorigo. Wallace. Yeboah. Oh my word! He may never score a better one than that. That is stunning.
Mark Hughes was always one for the big occasion. The Welsh international scored within 17 minutes of his international debut in 1984, and a year later chose the racecourse ground in his hometown Wrexham to score the best goal of his international career. A sensational flying volley helped Wales to a 3-0 win in a crucial World Cup qualifier against Spain. Matt Le Tissier was one of English football's most naturally gifted players, but for reasons unknown, his international career was limited to just 8 caps. As this stunning goal for England B against Russia B from 1998 shows, Le Tissier's eye for goal was second to none. Amazingly, he was left out of the squad for the World Cup finals, leaving many to ponder what might have been. In his favoured position of right back, Josimar won 16 caps for Brazil and scored 2 memorable goals at the '86 World Cup in Mexico. This one came on his debut against Northern Ireland, a beautifully struck goal into the top of the net to evade Pat Jennings. This proved to be Jennings' last appearance for Northern Ireland after an international career spanning 22 years. But for Josimar, it was just the start. Paolo Di Canio scoring what's considered one of the best goals in Premiership history.
Trevor Sinclair. And it called Di Canio. Oh, goodness me, what a goal from Paolo Di Canio. You will go a long, long way before you see a better strike than this. On the volley, Paolo Di Canio with a great, great goal.
Before the 1994 Champions League final in Athens, Barcelona were expected to beat Milan. But Fabio Capello's side showed their class with an exceptional performance, winning 4-0. The pick of the Italian goals came from Dejan Savicevic shortly after half-time. A 35-yard half volley that left Barca keeper Andoni Zubizarreta a bemused spectator and helped Savicevic collect a second Champions League winners' medal. Tough tackling midfielder Tugay had forged a respectable career in England with Blackburn Rovers, occasionally producing a goal or two here and there. But his best came out of the blue in the fixture with Tottenham Hotspur in November 2006. The second half, however, showed how quickly things can change in football, as he was sent off for a foul that handed Spurs a penalty. But his goal and contribution to the club will be remembered by the Ewood Park faithful for a long time. 1986 was a year to remember for Dynamo Kiev and USSR striker Igor Belanov. Having already collected a European Cup Winners' Cup medal with Kiev, he also scored one of the goals of the 1986 World Cup finals in Mexico. The opening goal of his hat-trick against Belgium in the second round showed Belanov at his brilliant best. At the end of the year, he was voted European Footballer of the Year. This may look like Brazil playing, but it's actually Crystal Palace at Derby in a championship clash from 2008. It also may look like Socrates lining up a 40-yard thunderbolt, but it's actually Palace central defender Patrick McCarthy putting his team a goal up after just 3 minutes. Palace went on to win 2-1.
Bon, je crois que c'est l'un des buts les plus célèbres au Danemark.
A skillful and elegant player, Danish star Michael Laudrup showed off his talents to good effect against Uruguay in this first-round World Cup match from 1986. His effortless grace on the ball created a rather special goal in Denmark's 6-1 victory.
J'ai toujours dit que cela aurait pu être encore plus spectaculaire si je m'étais arrêté à la fin et dribblé jusqu'à l'intérieur du but. Mais pour moi, le match était incroyable. Il avait parcouru une telle distance, passé toute la défense, puis lorsque le gardien est sorti, il l'a éliminé avant de tirer. C'était un but fantastique.
Another fine goal for the classy Dane. Alan Shearer hadn't scored in 12 England games leading up to Euro 96, but he proved himself to be one for the big occasion, bagging himself 5 goals in England's memorable run to the semi-finals. This cracker against the Netherlands in England's 4-1 win at Wembley was the pick of them. Shearer finished Euro 96 as the tournament's top scorer and was transferred shortly afterwards for a world record £15 million to his hometown club, Newcastle United. NAC Breda's Ahmed Ami demonstrates here against Ajax in 2007 that defenders also have an eye for goal.
Ajax is backing off, and Ami is taken full advantage. And he'll set up a grandstand finish. Vertonghen backing off, and it's a brilliant goal.
Schalke were in desperate need of a win, having been booed off the pitch the previous week following their 2-1 defeat to Bochum and trailing their Ruhr rivals by a single point. Things started well with Altintop squeezing out the cross, Kevin Karanyi meeting the delivery with a superlative flying volley to put Schalke 1-0 up in the 21st minute. Honours would be shared, but a goal to be proud of for the Schalke faithful. Romanian international defender Cristian Chivu spent 4 years at Ajax. During this time, he helped the Amsterdammers win an Eredivisie title and was voted Footballer of the Year in the Netherlands. This free kick against Vitesse Arnhem in 2002 was the pick of the 13 goals he scored during his time at Ajax. Chivu would leave the following year to play in Serie A with Roma, but is fondly remembered in Holland. Competition has always been fierce for England strikers. Darius Vassell burst into the spotlight after a series of superb performances at under-21 level. The then Aston Villa striker scored a great goal against the Netherlands during a 4-0 win at Reading in 2001. Within a year, Vassell was a regular member of the senior England team, marking his debut with another wonder goal, also against the Dutch. The 1998-99 season saw flamboyant Frenchman David Ginola reach his peak, scooping the Plaudits and Player of the Year awards. 5 days before the Worthington Cup final at Wembley, Spurs had to negotiate their way through a rearranged FA Cup 6th-round tie at Oakwell. By the end of the evening, Ginola had reminded everyone what all the fuss was about. That's all for now. See you next time for more Greatest Goals.
Avec Babel, transformez le temps passé dans les transports en un voyage linguistique. Démarrez la journée par un English breakfast ou profitez d'une page de pub pour améliorer votre espagnol. Rendez-vous dès maintenant sur babel.com et lancez-vous. Apprendre une langue? Babel.
Je revis la même journée en boucle sans arrêt.
Vous êtes une arme, vous avez détourné leur pouvoir.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Je crois qu'il vaut mieux redémarrer.
Non.
En DVD, Blu-ray, VOD avec SFR.
Il est temps de créer votre propre site internet. Donnez vie à vos idées. Développez votre activité. Captivez vos clients. Révélez votre potentiel. Créez votre propre site internet dès aujourd'hui. Rendez-vous sur wix.com. C'est facile et gratuit.
L'équipe 21, la première chaîne 100% sport, 100% gratuite.
Et c'est ce qu'il y a de mieux au niveau de l'isolation thermique?
Oui, sur le marché, c'est le meilleur produit. Je vous envoie un devis.
Et si votre utilitaire était aussi votre bureau?
À bientôt.
Profitez de nouveaux Renault Trafic à partir de 295 € par mois sans apport.
Tu vas être bien là, ma titi. Titi.
En recyclant avec Écosystème, vous êtes sûr d'offrir une nouvelle vie à votre appareil électrique?
Écosystème. Le plus simple, c'est de recycler.
Il y a un an, je jouais déjà au foot, à la S-Trinquant. Pas dans l'équipe première, dans la réserve.
Viens là!
À l'époque, on me portait pas en triomphe.
Bonjour, monsieur le président.
Comment ça va, mon grand?
Ça va, j'ai une petite contracture à la cuisse, mais c'est pas grave.
Bon, fais attention, pas de plaquer.
Oui, monsieur le président.
Attention.
C'est vrai, quoi. On se balade, on voit un joli petit cul. Alors, crac, c'est le coup de sang.
La victoire au bout du pied et la gloire au fond des filets. L'ennemi désemparé, nous vaincrons, nous serons les premiers. Allez, Trinquant, but, but, but. Trinquant, but, but, but.
Like a guillotine.